Uh, I'm gonna fill you guys in on some background information that you guys may or may not know. Before this episode, we're in a group chat. We talk actually a little bit too much throughout the week, but in the group chat this week, we were contemplating how we should how we should discuss today's episode.
There was no contemplating. You and I agreed there
Okay,
would be no politics this
we'll
episode.
see. That's the thing. It's only three people in our thing, so it's really hard for like the idea of a like a group consensus because two people and then yeah. But you are
Major-
right.
Majority rules usually.
You are right that we earlier in this week I came to the group text and I was just basically like, man, we've been doing a lot of politics and that's not bad, but I was just like, man, it's a bit of it's a bit much. It's a bit much. Now I think I sent this text on what, Tuesday?
Yeah.
Sent this text on Tuesday and I was like, hey man, politics. We've been doing a lot. Let's just take a break. Let's come here and let's just kind of do nothing. Let's banter about nonsense. And we had our lovely sound man basically put an end to that immediately. He basically let like two or three texts go, and then he came and was like, "Y'all not serious, are y'all? Like you guys cannot be serious." And lo and behold, that same day, we got not confirmation, but we got pretty good intel that Trump said that ground troops in Iran was quite the possibility. And it's kind of like, all right, Omatic, you were right. You were right. We will be discussing politics and then some. So before I actually get into it, because like I said, I thought we would be starting with Iran, but we will not be because we have more news that has broken on today that we must get to before we get to the war. But do you want to take some sort of victory lap or get your piece off before we get into the actual show, Brother James?
No, like I don't need a victory lap for that, man. Like as you said, man. Like as you said Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Like we're talking about war for 2 weeks. War finally breaks out, and cats are trying to run away from the war. Like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Let's just have a fun episode. Yeah, I love the banter. We know what goes down on these episodes. You know what I mean? Niggas talk to geopolitics. What do I do? You know what I mean? Go sit over here, up here, tea here. You know what I mean? Like I don't. You know what I mean? I don't got too much time for it. I'm trying to listen. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But war breaks out
Okay.
and niggas are not trying to talk about what's going like shit is going down, bro. Like niggas is sending links after link, bro. Like, I can't even keep up. And y'all telling me y'all don't want to talk about it? There's no way. Niggas gonna say we the only black podcast that's talking about war like this, covering the war like this, and y'all don't want to talk about it? That was crazy to me. So,
You're
We
right.
try
Listen,
we try like scripted the war for niggas.
I'm not.
Then let's keep
Honestly,
scripting it then. Let's keep scripting it.
to be fair, that's kind of why I didn't want to be the. All right, I didn't want to get into it, but let's get into it. So, one of the things I felt is like I felt like we were armchair generals. Like we were coming through with a lot of analysis about the war, and not that it was right or wrong, but it just feels kind of icky for my soul. Like people are like you seen the footage, bro. Like shit is real, bro. Like this is not no like ideological type of thing. This is like actual lives, people gone. So it kind of feels icky on my heart to, just be sitting here from the comfort of my beautiful home with the Wi-Fi popping, just hey, yeah, I think they about to attack these niggas. And it's just like not wrong. I just want to put it out. Not wrong. But it does kind of feel a little icky on my heart. So I wanted to, do a little light. But then as to your point that you made, they won't allow us. Like it's not even mine. It is them. It is them at this point. So as you lovely intro to this, I'm gonna get to the war, but we gotta start with Christy Nome. DHS secretary was fired. Department of Homeland Security secretary was fired today on Truth Social. That's Trump's social media thing. If you ain't check it out, make sure you go there, see what he got saying over there. But Christy Nome was fired, and I don't know if anybody I don't know if you guys saw, but she had a hearing with Congress earlier this week, and
I
they
watched it.
grilled. and they grilled her ass. Like Republicans, Democrats, they grilled her, and it didn't look too good. She even got asked. I didn't actually watch the hearing at the time, but I seen some clips, and she got asked about an extramarital affair she had with Trump's former campaign manager, and know that she did not outright deny it.
I
She
mean,
did
it's
not.
been in the news cycle for like weeks now.
A source, something I saw on the internet, a source from the DHS says that she was sleeping with everyone, top to bottom. That is what they said. That is what the source,
Ooh.
anonymous source, said about her at the DHS. But let's focus on her actually being fired from the job. Now, her biggest thing was I think she failed with Minnesota, the two people who got killed. I think that was enough for Trump. Once again, I don't think Trump is smart, but I don't think he's as stupid as people think he is either. And I think he understands PR, and that's not good PR. Like killing people, killing citizens is never good PR. I don't give a fuck what country you are. Like that's kind of the whole basis for why they telling you that they should be able to go attack Iran is because they were killing citizens in the street. Now, I don't know if Nome should be directly responsible for that, but she definitely is responsible as the leader. And because of that, the firing makes sense. Now, she's Trump said that she will be, I want to make sure I get this correct, that she will be moving to something called the Special Envoy for the Shield of Americas, which is the new security initiative for the Western Hemisphere. Don't really know what that is. Don't really know when that came about, but maybe this is kind of like his peace initiative and it's a thing. Don't really know, but that's something that you guys can keep in, keep for yourselves to make sure maybe it's a thing. But Christy Nome fired. Big deal, little deal, no deal.
Stuff of the law. I don't give a fuck about it. Like wholeheartedly. Because the person that's replacing her, what's his name? Mark Wayne something?
The person who will be replacing her is Mark Wayne Mullen. Mark Wayne first name, legitimately.
Yeah.
Mark Wayne Mullen.
Yeah.
What a name.
That boy got a name on him now. But like he ain't no better. Like when I can't Alex
Yes,
Purdy,
Purdy.
yes, Purdy. When he got killed, I believe he was on TV talking about like it was a justifiable like killing by the police, and it's just like y'all haven't done an investigation. Like every camera angle I've seen goes against everything you just said, and it's just like y'all also had no reason to stop him or try to detain him. So what are we talking about? And then it's like all of this doesn't help because ICE, which is a part of DHS, they had someone resign so that he could testify in front of Congress before Christy Nome had her meeting with Congress. And he basically was like, they're just hiring people off the street. They're not having proper training. When he became an ICE agent, they had like almost 100 hours of training. He said now that he said the new recruits only have like a week of training, like if that. So he's just like, yeah, he's like, there's no way that he was like, and then he's like, they're trained to the point where they know how to act constitutionally when they interact with people in hostile situations. And so it's just like I can definitely see that as someone that has had to do security classes and shit like that in the past. So it's just like, yeah, bro, like there's no way you're representing the United States of America and you're acting this way, at least on American soil. So it's just like it was kind of odd, but I could also just see it coming because during Christy Nolan Jones, she low key admitted to like the money laundering of $200 million, and then bought a private jet that said the DHS would be using for deportations. And if you see this beautiful jet that she has, there's no way that you are using that for deportations because we use army planes for that. We see them all the time. They fly over all three of our houses, gentlemen. Like we see them big dumbass things flying in the air when we deport people. So it's just like, yeah, she's a wild love. But congrats to her. I hope she has fun in her new job.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing to me is definitely what she, her what she did with immigration, but you can't have $200 million leave your department in a company that was just filed an LLC 8 days prior to giving them the like. There's certain levels of corruption that everybody is okay with. Well, let me not say everybody's okay with. Everybody understands it's happening and it is what it is. But certain shit is just egregious. Even for the Trump administration, like I think Trump had to be like, "What's good with you, Shawty? Like, do you not understand? Like, you can't do that. Like, you can do a lot of things, but you can't do that." So,
And he wasn't cut in on it, so he damn sure wasn't going to say he knew about it.
and then there was the political ad apparently that cost I forget how much they said, but she said that she used the DHS budget, and she said that the political ad was known by Trump, but Trump this week has come out and said he didn't know. So, Christy Nome, shout out to you for last thing. She's the first member to get dropped of the cabinet in this administration, and shout out to you for lasting a year because I don't think a lot of people would have had someone going a year plus before getting ousted. So, shout out to Christy Nome. Shout out to all the women. You know, this is a win for women. Women can get fired in the workplace for corruption just like men. So
Equality.
like I like to look. I like to look for the silver lining in these type of things. So like, shout out to the woman. Shout out to corruption and all those aspects.
Is this a DEI fire?
Ooh, I like where your brain is going.
You
Maybe.
know, 10 for a Koofy hat, you know.
Maybe. So, like I said, if it wasn't for Noam being fired, we would have started with the Iraq. Oh, wrong war. With the Iran war and everything that take place. Let me give you a brief synopsis of where this pod is and where the war is. If you weren't here last week, Omatic asked the very salient question: when are we going to war? And luckily for Omatic, it was 2 days later that the war actually took place. No, it's funny, and I only say luckily for him because
He said,
I
luckily for old man.
don't mean to be facetious, but if you've been following us for the last month or so, we've been kind of on the fact that a war was imminent with Iran. I think it was 2 weeks ago on our episode that I said March 4th. Before March 4th, I believe there would be attacks. I think I had stamped that 2 weeks prior. Last week, we were getting closer, and Omatic was like, "Hey, man, your deadline is kind of approaching. What's going on here?" And I was like, "Hey, man, I still believe in the deadline." And look at that, like literally 24 hours because of their time, we were at war. So, like I said, the last couple of weeks we've been basically doing a thing where we're a news outlet. We follow we follow different things that's going on, and then we try to report and give our kind of commentary. But I thought we should change things up because, like I said, the war we kind of predicted it, and like I said, we just kind of predicted it. So I don't want to make any more predictions and be right again because that's when they start tapping your phones and shit. So because
Brother, we're live. Like, I'm sorry to tell you, I hate to break it to you, but we're live. Yeah.
you're right. So because I don't want to do that, I thought we should do something where we ask questions about the war to see if we can further our understanding. Seems
Shoot.
seems like a fair thing, right?
Swing for the fences.
All right. So I think the first thing that when it comes to this war in particular, it's a question of information versus misinformation, facts versus non-facts, opinions, etc. Opinions versus whatever. And I think the real question is, who do you believe when it comes to information regarding this war?
You and I.
That's it. Only sources is yeah. We're the
From everything I seen, bro, we just send links in the chat. We get to talking, and then we get on here every Thursday at 8 o'clock and get to talking, and it's just like, we don't want to say too much, but they get the tapping phones and shit. But hey, brother, from text message to group chat to bringing the group chat out of the group chat. Yeah, I think us. Shout out to Al Jazeera. I give them credit. They've been batting pretty high caliber, shooting a pretty high clip. follow the new page that they call Iranian Nuance. It's a
On
couple,
Twitter?
yeah, there's a couple journalists in Iran, in Iran. They are actually covering it on everything from culture, politics, everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just like narrowly based on the war. But actually sent one of the links in the group chat with like how they don't have any food shortages, gas prices are not rising, and things seem to be going well for them. Unlike here, Dow closed at 1,000 points down today. Check your 401ks, ladies and gentlemen. But um, but yeah, but
I'd rather not.
yeah,
You rather not?
Rather not.
I heard it's all red. I saw a stat of the of
yeah,
the of
that
the
shit
of the
bloody.
14 times the Dow has dropped 1,000 points in its history. 12 of those times have been while
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump was the president. Once again, I'm not here to defend, but some of that was during COVID, and that like that plays a part in the facts in that. Once again, not to defend, but to provide some
Context.
context to that. Uh, the only reason, not the only reason, but one of the main reasons why I asked who do you believe, and I love that that you brought up Al Jazeera. They're definitely an outlet that I have been looking to during this last week for information. But I asked that just because of the difference between what I see on Twitter and social media versus what I see on the news. A prime example, one of the, I don't know if this is actual fact, but the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft is considered, I think, the most expensive Navy fleet in the world.
Uh, it's one of our biggest aircraft carriers.
One of the biggest aircraft carriers that the United States has ever embarked on, as far as having in military actions and whatnot. And according to Twitter, according to confirmed by Russian, Chinese, and Indian news agencies, the carrier was struck and it fled 5,000 U.S. troops. I haven't seen this information anywhere on CNN, on Fox, on MSNBC, but on
We've been saying this for a couple days.
but on Twitter, I've been seeing this information quite, like quite often with pictures, with things of that nature, and that's why I asked the question, because in this war in particular, with this is to me is the first real AI war. Like, we've had AI. AI isn't a new concept, but AI as something that the general public just uses and is part of their everyday life. I think this is the first war where you could legitimately say, "Hey, that's the case. That AI is part of the ecosystem for this war." So when you see things, whether it be bombings, whether it be coordinates, there's a question of, is this actually real? Are these is what I'm seeing what's going on, or is this something that somebody, for whatever reason, because both sides have reason for propaganda, is there any reason why this is being put out there? And I just wonder, a week into this war, with a lot of different information we've gotten, what do you guys believe to be true? What do you guys believe not to be true?
Um,
For me, I ain't gonna lie. I need the civilian footage, man. Like, you talking about these warships getting struck down. Ain't no civilian out here in this fucking helicopter recording warships getting hit down. Like, that's pure AI, bro. I need that full war footage. Cats speaking in their tongues, watching these bombs come down, watching these bombers come down. That's the what I'm believing, bro. I'm not believing some aerial view. You know what I mean? I want to hear the cats that's in their living room. You know what I mean? You send a joint to a girl doing a class or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, just doing that, and then shit just blows up behind her. Like, I need the real stuff, bro. Don't give me the aerial view guys from these positions attacking cats, because they're not releasing that right now, at least. You know what I mean? That's the later war footage we're gonna get when it's all said and done. You know what I mean? Don't give me the vantage point, the POVs. I don't need the POV, bro. I need the cats getting attacked. That's the shit for me that I'm believing personally. You know what I mean?
Well, with that being said, I wonder just because I think that's a good point. I think you made a very interesting of point of view, on the ground perspective. We know for a fact that Israel isn't allowing journalists to film certain things. We know the UAE has has written law. I think they actually implemented a law, but they put out notice that you will be arrested, you will be fined if they catch you videotaping what is going on in the country.
Crazy.
So for me, it, like I said, it begs the question: is what is actually true? Like, what do we believe versus what we're willing? Like you said, what are we willing to be like? All right, that's the POV. We're gonna wait. We're gonna wait to get maybe more information. Get confirmation versus, like you said, when I see a video of civilians walking in the street and bombs flying and debris. I don't need anyone to confirm that. I see, my eyes are telling me what my eyes are telling me. So that's just because that's been the one thing I will say in this first week. There's a clear difference in footage you see on social media versus the footage you see on the news, and who's lying. Someone has to be lying here.
for sure. And then it seems like, from what we've been seeing, at least, the United States and Israel, they've been lying bad, like real bad, anytime. Because like they, I really don't think they were ready for this war, bruh.
Well, here's the thing I will say. Let's now that we got to that, I think my next question is, um, you said they weren't ready for that war, and I think that, bro, should we care what Congress thinks about this war? Now, I don't know.
Yes.
Well. I think that's a twofold question, and the only reason why I say that is for this. This is a direct quote from the Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer. He said, "I left the intelligence briefing more concerned than reassured. If the case for war were strong, it would be consistent. Instead, the rationale changed by the hour. Regime change, nuclear weapons, missile defense, preemptive. Which is it? When the justification keeps shifting, a strategy is missing. There is no strategy." When you say that as the
That was,
minority leader,
son, that was consistent along both lines too. Like among
no,
Republicans and Democrats.
I'm not gonna get to. I'm gonna get to Secretary of State Rubio next. But let's stay on Schumer for a second. When you make those claims, I'm gonna exactly regime change, nuclear weapons, missile defense, preemptive. Which is it? When the justifications keep shifting, a strategy is missing. There is no strategy. Congress, according to the United States Constitution, are the only people who are allowed to declare war. There are other means in which a president can send troops to a foreign nation to act in aggressive, whatever. You guys have read the Constitution. You know the exact. I think it's 120 days, I believe. Whatever.
I think that's a max, but you have to
Whatever.
get congressional approval for that. But I think the actual limit is like 90.
Not whatever, but there are actual rules. If the guy, the minority leader, the quote, he just said 1, 2, 3, 4 different reasons why he was told they went to 4 different ones. That's what not me. That's what Chuck Schumer just told you in a live, that there were 4 different reasons he was told they're going to war, and he doesn't know. But he doesn't know what the strategy is yet. Congress voted to keep war going. It's not that Congress did not vote. Congress voted to keep the war going currently. The United States. So which one is it, Schumer? Is it that you have all this information and this information is telling you that there's no reason for war? Then how come you didn't get everybody in your constituency to not vote for war? If any Democrat voted for war, how can you, Schumer, as the minority leader, come tell the American people you don't know what's going? You obviously know what you don't care. And that is my biggest issue with every person who is part of the American government at this point. They are lying. Speaking of, let's get to Rubio, because you said, to your point, is big no Democrats and Republicans have been saying the thing. But Rubio, who is actually in the cabinet, who's actually part of the president's cabinet who's making decisions. This was his when he was asked about March 2nd about why we are going to war with Iran. A reporter told him his story changed. Yesterday, March 2nd, you said Israel was going to strike Iran. That's why we got involved. Rubio's response? Were you even there yesterday? Reporter, yes, I asked the question. Oh my God. Yesterday it was Israel, today that. Listen, my thing is Rubio, like everyone else, he's lying. He's lying to our face. He's lying behind closed doors. He's just telling lies, and there's no pressure on him from the American people. So why does he have to change? They told you that they were bombing Iran because they have nuclear capabilities. Was that not what we were sold? We on this podcast told you they are going to bomb Iran on behalf of Israel. Said this. We said this very loud and clear. They're bombing Iran because of Israel.
We even said Israel was going to strike first, and we was going to follow up.
Rubio confirms this. Trump confirms this. Then, when pushed by reporters, hey, no, we're not doing it for so much so that Trump out here saying he may have forced Israel's hand. Now, and this is my issue with, once again, these guys lied so much that normally me personally, as an American citizen, there's not much we could do. We here, maybe we could vote, maybe we could, but like we're not actually changing anything that's happening within the day-to-day of our empire's decision to go bomb Iran. Like, there's nothing fundamentally we're doing that's changing it. But I'm sorry. But with that being said, there is something that I do think we can do. We can't point out just the nonsense. Like when it's truly just being put in our face that like, yo, they're lying, you can easily point that out. And I think another thing that points that they were lying about this whole war is, what does Lebanon have to do with anything?
Hezbollah.
No, but I'm saying I understand that, but in a war between Iran, Israel, and the U.S., what does Lebanon have to do with anything?
Hezbollah.
Once again, you can keep saying that, and I get that Hezbollah is a militia group that is, according to Israel, is located in Lebanon and is being, if not funded by Iran, if not being funded by Iran, is being held inspired. Whatever. I ask you again as a question: what does Lebanon have to do with an Iran versus Israel-U.S. war?
Nothing.
And that is my greater point. You cannot say that.
Hold on, I have a counter question.
Okay.
What did Lebanon have to do with October 7th?
Nothing. But this is the greater point, that all of this going on in this region has nothing to do with what we have been told not since October 7th, but last summer we were told that the 12-day war was because of what? Nuclear weapons, correct? That was the reason to get involved with Iran. There's been other reasons why.
But how are we going to do the 12-day war when we were in the middle of negotiations with them? So we don't even know if they had nuclear weapons, even though.
But this is the thing. Iran has had nuclear weapons for 40 years, apparently. But that's my.
I mean, that's what they've been telling us.
And that's the point I'm trying to make, is that this war that is currently being fought has no real justification. And the only justification is, once again, last week, I think we said it. What is the actual goal of this war? Is it to dismantle a nuclear whatever program, or is it a greater Israel? Israel. So if it is for a greater Israel, doesn't going in and invading Lebanon, like I said, Israel hasn't invaded. This is the irony. Israel hasn't invaded Iran yet. They haven't got ground troops to run in Iran. You know where they have, though? In Lebanon. So what does that say to you people? This is my thing. I am asking everyday people. It's not about. We're not gonna change any like, bro. People who are war cats, they're war cats. Their mind is not changing. They are not going to come to a God moment and be like, "Yeah, America shouldn't do that." But if all you other, liberals, progressive, whatever this, that, all these thinkers, how can you justify these things? If your thing was, I don't want to. Some of you said that you wouldn't vote for Kamala because she was she was pro Israel, whatever, or she wasn't pro Palestine enough, or whatever. Fine. By that same logic, you said, oh, she's a warmonger. She just wanted to go to war. Fine. This guy is going to war doing these exact things. And how are you justifying it? I've seen what's the little goblet looking dude in the Trump administration with the bald head whose wife was apparently cheating on him with Elon Musk. Oh, Stephen Miller.
Stephen Miller.
I saw Stephen Miller get on cable TV and say that the American public isn't against war. They were against woke wars. They were against the fact that war used to be woke, but now war isn't woke anymore. That the American military gets to unleash its full might. Bro, these are the people I have to sit here and legitimately act like these people and me are both have the same thinking. Like our brains both work on this. No, it's idiots. And this is the problem. Legitimate idiots are running the country that I live in. Like, I wouldn't listen. I know that Iran can't hit us with nukes, so I'm not like, me and Omatic, we in a chat with a few with some Secret Service type of cats, and I was joking the other day, like, are we gonna get nuked? I was like, are we gonna get nuked? And then it turned into like a kind of a serious conversation, and I was like, no, I was like, no, I get Iran can't nuke us, but there's probably like 4 to 7 countries like in the world that may be able to reach us. And then we started having the conversation about like what that looks like. And then you realize that, man, this isn't like what's going on in Iran right now isn't really about us. It's not about, it is about the world as we know it changing. Like I tweeted this morning, got the new Twitter page. Don't follow me. I'm having a good time just getting all types of tweets off with very limited eyes. But I tweeted that what Iran accomplished in this week is greater than anything they could have thought of in the last 40 years. They have got the Gulf countries. They have got basically every Gulf country to reassess their relationship with the United States. That in itself is a bigger win than anything that has happened in that region in 40 years. From Qatar to the UAE to Bahrain, all of them are legitimate. Saudi Arabia has come out and basically said, Donald Trump, what are you doing? I get the tweet from
he shut off the airspace.
The council, one of the presidents of the Gulf Council, literally came out and said, yo, Trump, what are you doing? These are the same people that just gave him a jet for $475 million. Like, this is what I think people aren't really taking into account, that
and $2 billion so that he can invest in whatever
in his crypto. Like, people aren't really taking into account that this might not affect you directly, but gas prices have jumped. What they said, 14 cents in the last week. What was I think I was in a text saying, y'all boys better gas up, and niggas laughed at me. I said, all right, whatever. But all these things are happening, and like I said, I don't like to play armchair general. So, like, yes, I'm not being bombed. So I there is a certain level of that's not going on with me. Like, my house, I'm not in no bomb shelter. So I will take that into account, that needs to be, we need a lot for that our lives aren't that bad. But boy, man, there's somebody whose gas bill or energy bill is going to be crazy high in the next couple months, and that's going to affect them. And that's the issue. I'm saying, bro, the whole Middle Eastern probably is, and this is just a ballpark, probably responsible for about 15% of like our energy consumption and about maybe close to 30% of our oil. I'm just talking about from refining it, the actual resources, and then shipping and all of that.
You talking about United States alone?
No, I'm talking about the world. I'm talking about the world.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
The
that's what I'm
world.
saying. No, no.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
what I'm
hell
saying.
yeah.
Bro, Europe, it's going to hit Europe before it hits us. Europe's
Yeah.
energy, Europe is in such a crisis that European leaders are like, yo, Ukraine, let's kind of wrap that Russia thing up. Like I know we were pro you guys getting them out of here, but with the way this stuff in the Middle East is going, we're gonna need their energy and their oil. So please, wrap it, bro.
What I tell you, bro? I told niggas last week, bro. If they threatened to shut down the Strait of Hormuz, like the stock market was going to react to that, bro.
Yeah,
And then like we saw what happened. Like the first ship got destroyed today, and nigga said, "Hey,
yeah. And the thing
you
is
not
that
going like one of the largest world shipping companies."
yeah, the second largest exporter of food of
Yeah,
agriculture,
goods.
whatever.
It's
They
like
said they said they're not
Maersk or whatever.
commercial. Yeah, yeah. They said they're
Yeah,
not shipping to the. But and the issue is, how can you? This is the Trump said that the U.S. Navy would protect. The U.S. Navy don't got no ain't got no pool over there. The U.S. Navy can't tell the Strait of Iran to this is a cargo ship. This isn't a navy. Do you not
we don't
realize?
care.
And no, and you know what? I honestly believe that that the Iran government actually might have allowed four ships to come through, but I know y'all saw about the Iran ship
Yeah.
was sunk in Indian waters when they were
Hmm.
coming back from a friendly I forget
It
exactly
was
what
a
it was.
training. It was a training mission.
It was a naval training mission that India invited a bunch of countries to. Iran decided that they would go. The United States pulled out at the very last minute, they say, and then ended up torpedoing this Navy vessel, killing 83, I believe, Iranian sailmen and injuring another 100 or so. So much so that the Sri Lankan government had to come save these sailors because India, by reports, tipped off the United States military, and ultimately led to the torpedoing of that ship. This is
And
nasty work. I'm trying to
and
tell you.
and another reason, the only reason Sri Lanka signed up to save him was because it was an unarmed vessel, like all of the other vessels that were there participating in the India
Well,
like
that was the
naval short like jump.
and they said they believe that's why they attacked that
Hmm.
vessel because it was an unarmed vessel. Because even in war, the Iranians seem to be a bit more moral than the United States government. The Iranians during wartime said to their navy vessel that hey, don't keep arms on your ship while we are negotiating with these group of people who we know will bomb the shit out of us. And what did they do?
Bomb the shit out of
Bomb the shit out of their people. So listen, for everybody who wants to do like who's more moral, who's more this, who's more that, is are you guys not like I'm saying? Like, how many people have talked about the Iranian sail ship being sunk in Indian waters? I haven't. I don't think I've seen one mainstream outlet, four letter, three letter in the United States acknowledge that. But I'm supposed to believe that this is a war between some super evil people and then the good people. Like once again, you're asking me to believe things from my eyes that my eyes just like that's not how this works.
And they did this when the Iranian government activated Article 111 in their constitution, and that's total war. Like, and when I say total war in Iranian terms, that means jihad. And jihad in Islam means like it's a religious war, and that's because we took out their religious leader Ayatollah. And so like once we did that, like the United States thing is just like, oh okay, like now that we killed the Ayatollah, we good. That's not how their government is set up at all. It's not like because you know the government's like usually like a pyramid. Like you got the president, then you go down. A lot of people think it's like the Ayatollah, the president, and then the rest of them niggas. No, That's not how that goes. Like their shit is like this, and then it's niggas that's under them like that.
It's a cell. It's a cell
Yeah,
network.
yeah, but like their government is decentralized. Like they're bombing Tehran, and none of them niggas is there.
Yeah, they actually
Like
they actually have this really cool military strategy that I saw when I was reading. Basically, where they have military troops, they have basically militias within the
hmm
military, but
hmm
they're all headed by different commanders.
yeah,
So you don't know, like you said, to reign the capital city, they might have a military leader, but they'll have a military leader in their suburban deserts. They'll have a military leader in the mountains, and there's no coordination. There's no plan. That group, that block, they're doing whatever they
yeah,
believe is needed to win in their terrain and nothing else. And you do the same over here.
yeah.
So this isn't one of those things where like you said, you cut off their head, the body dies. Nah, you cut off their head and
Another head
another
grows.
head pops up.
Another head grows. And
That's kind
maybe,
of what.
and actually three heads grew because it's three people in charge
Yeah,
of.
it's three people for I have read it's three people for each
Yeah,
succession plan. So there's a
yeah,
succession plan to the succession plan to the succession plan. Like
yeah.
them motherfuckers.
Bro,
Listen, they've had 40 years to think about this. So like,
and honestly, if you want to keep it a bean, like when they say we had 7,000 years of this, like you can trace, like, granted, Iran hasn't been a thing for that long, but they're
but
Persian.
Persians, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's a,
They're
what
not Arabs.
well,
Like they just speak Muslim. They
okay.
just speak Arabic.
That's a interesting. See, all right. Let me just get through these last two questions real quick. Service members have started to die. We have 6 confirmed service members. Rest in peace to the fallen soldiers of the U.S. Army that have died. Do you believe those numbers are accurate? No way in hell. It is
Not at all.
far more than 6. We have, like I said, multiple reports of a was it a Marines group that they said was maybe even captured, in which they have some soldiers that were captured. I said
Yeah,
that.
I know. American fighter jet got shot down over some country today. I forgot, and then I think it was Pakistan or
Yeah.
something, like one of the neighboring countries with Iran. And then like they act like it was civilian footage. Like they had, I meant to send it to the chat, bro. They recording him with the parachute ejecting out, and then they're running
Oh no, that's we seen that one
like in that
where the
direction.
dude got the that was in Kuwait when they
No, I'm
landed.
not talking. I know this has happened today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
right before, like I was coming from getting coffee when I was on my way home, and I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
this just happened."
Yeah, I saw that they believe that there was a special operation in which they believe American soldiers have been captured by Iran. So, like I said, 6 seems way too low just because of once again, if you I don't know if y'all saw the footage where they hit the hotels where they said that
hmm
at one point when they first started they said they had moved American CIA and military to hotels and then they
Yeah,
hit those same hotels.
because it
Did-
was only because
like,
they know,
and they
bro.
said
It's
only
only,
2 people. They said only 2 people were even injured. No way. No fucking
bro.
way.
Because it's only because shit like that, bro. In those places, like they know, like, all right, we know that y'all can only go to certain hotels because they're American owned 9 times out of 10. Like this is the only place you feel safe enough going.
Hmm.
And then it's just like, of course, y'all gonna have them on the high floor because it's gonna be harder to get up there. So it's just like, yeah, bro, we
Also,
gonna
you
send
move
this
them from the
five hundred
bases.
thousand dollar drone smooth over this.
First of all, you move them from the bases. The whole point of having bases across the world is to protect those countries, right? So if you're not gonna protect those countries with those bases, like people are like that's the thing. I legitimately think America thinks everybody is stupid. If you have military bases and the people around the country see people leaving the bases, they're gonna say they're gonna inquire as to what they're doing. Like
But
that to me was the dumbest thing.
Auntie is in that WhatsApp.
To me, that was the dumbest thing.
Auntie is in that WhatsApp.
And you know what? It speaks to just what America thinks. Why would you move military personnel into civilian buildings and then wonder why they are bombing these civilian areas? This is the exact thing that they accuse Israel of doing during it after October 7th, embedding themselves within civilians and then causing harm. The
That's why
United
they were
States
able to blow up hospitals,
the United
schools,
States military is literally doing
churches.
the United States military, we have all but confirmed they blew up a school of girls. We know this, and now I have people with a straight face trying to tell me that this is a justified war. Like, once again, listen, not my conscience. I ain't never want this. I have always been like, y'all, they ain't no. Oh, Matic, it probably has wanted it less than anybody. Play for the troops. That's all he got. It doesn't make sense to me that with all this information that we're having, there are still people who are like somewhat indifferent. It is just mind-boggling to me. Just so we can finish up with Iran, I think that question leads into this next question: will we see ground troops?
From that video I saw from Unc today, my uncle Abbas, I'd be questioning.
You talk about them coming from people. You calling foreign leaders your uncle is far more indicative of them coming for you than anything that anyone else has
Hey,
said on here.
I
I'm
called
gonna put that
another.
out there.
I called an actual deemed terrorist my uncle at one point in time in my life. So
Well, that's
let's not
very
do
true. On wax. That
on
video
wax.
is there for the
So
whole world to see.
yeah, but it's just like fool. Like you saw how like we all saw the clip. Like us three
Yeah.
anyway in the group chat. Like did anybody else see the shock on the reporter's face when he
Well,
got his response?
but here's the thing, though. That I don't think it was shock. I think it was more so. Oh, like because
That's not
That's
shock,
shock.
y'all.
That's shock.
I don't
That's
think
shock.
I don't think it's shock in the way of like I don't. It seemed to be a more of reality that
But it fucked up his line of questioning.
because yeah, see, shock to me. I just think of
So he was not expecting him to say that
no,
they're ready for ground troops.
so you guys are right. It is shock by literal the definition, but I don't think he was taken aback. I think he was more so. It was confirmation. It was
Yeah.
so you because here's the thing. You
I give
can't
you that. He was like, "Oh, okay, like we can talk. Oh, we talking for real now."
because
He
here's
was like, "It's just me and you right now."
so you guys are right. It is shock, but I don't think it's shock in that same sort of like
It's not shocking at all, but he was like
Exa-
shocked. He was
yes.
like, "Oh,
So
okay,
you guys
bet."
are right. It's because here's the thing. You can't do what basically America has done and be like, oh, these are evil, violent people, and then have talk to them about violence, and them just be like, yeah, because you have decided that oh they're da da da, but they're not supposed to say that. They're supposed to be like these super villains. They're not supposed to just be like, yeah. I mean, and the way he explained it, I think was more so the issue. You guys attacked us, so now we're gonna have a war. Like,
Yeah.
that doesn't compute to people because oh, these people are savages, these people are barbarians. That's all it is. It's not about their actual humanity. So when the dude is sitting across from you and is like, yeah, I mean,
Because it felt like the reporter, like when I said shocked, it was like the reporter was like, "I'm hip. I might be hip to something, but it's just like I don't know if you actually gonna say
okay, yeah,
what you gonna say." Because when he said it, like Unc smiled, like he did
that's
a
what I'm
little
saying.
smirk.
It
He's
wasn't
like,
like it
he's
wasn't
like,
like
yeah,
I was scared. It wasn't like he was
we ready.
scared. It wasn't like he was from a place of anger.
Mhm.
It was just like I mean, you
Pure,
guys,
some pure logic, bro. Like this is jihad, bro. Like ain't no like we not
you
gonna
started a war with us. We're gonna fight back.
yeah. And it's
And no
just like
matter
that.
what that means. And once again, I think it's just that people have decided, when I mean people, most Americans have decided that once again, oh, I think this is
And you attack them during their holy month.
we can
Just
move
keep
on,
putting
but I
that out
think this was a thing that I was looking up earlier. I don't think people have an actual idea of the difference between Arab, Gulf, West Asian. Like all these things are not synonyms. Like Iran is not.
the difference between the herbs. You got Levant herbs. You got the
Yeah, see that's a little bit even more nuanced. I think people with even in the community, but I'm saying in general, Iranians aren't Arab,
they're just Muslims.
but they're neighbors with Arabs. Like their neighbors aren't, but they aren't Arabs. They're Persians. They all live off of the Gulf, off of the Persian Gulf, but only one of these. When I mean all of them, I'm talking the Gulf. There's about 7 Gulf states: Qatar, UAE,
Bahrain.
Saudi, Iraq, Bahrain. I'm missing two, but it's
Oman.
Oman. So there's six who are in the council, and Iraq makes seven who are kind of part of this larger geographical region. And like I said, they're all off the Persian Gulf. Like if you look at the Persian, where the Persian Gulf is, the six countries I stated are to the left. Iran is to the right. But only one of them considers themselves Persian. Iran, like this is the thing that there's a certain nuance that
I mean, they're historically Persian though.
yeah, but Iran and Iraq historically.
Are Persian.
So that's the thing, like the Kurds, people who probably have gone back and forth as far as Arab Persian, like just as far as because of the makeup of the land, geography.
I think they
blah,
would
blah.
more so consider themselves like maybe Southern Asian because of where they live, because they live more in the mountains.
Yes,
The Kurds are a nomadic tribe. They have never had a state. If you want to compare them to anyone, maybe the Jews because of how a lot of states treated them.
it's it's
They're
it's
Sunni Muslims though, so you can't necessarily say they're Jews, but like they're Sunni Muslims, they're a Sunni Muslim tribe, they're nomadic people, they live amongst the mountains that range
the
very
Kurds.
far
The
wide.
Kurds are such an interesting group to people. Their leader just put out a statement saying that they are not guns for hire,
Yeah,
and
Kurdistan, yeah.
after what happened with them versus Saddam in the '90s, and then in Syria in the late 2000s, they said they will not be a part of this. And like once again,
Even what happened in 2000 in the 2000s in
that's what I'm saying
Afghanistan.
With Yemen and
Yeah.
Syria, they said they will not be part of. And once again, I don't think this administration calculated this. Prior to this, if you would have asked, I think a month ago, most military operatives in the U.S., could you get the Kurds to fight on your behalf? I think overwhelmingly they're like, yes, of course. The Kurds have fought with us in the past. They'll do it again. This last week has changed all of that. And I don't and once again, I don't think that Trump and them actually did the calculus as to what war was for the region. Because once again,
I actually read a report where the Kurds and all of them were not fucking with Americans for a few years now. Ever since what's that? When did we get out of Afghanistan?
2021, 22, somewhere around
Around
there.
2019 is when the Kurds stopped fucking with them because it's just like, oh, you're about to abandon us again. They saw the fact that they like y'all hired us to help y'all fight them against in this war again, and then it's just like this shit has been 20 years. We still have no say. Y'all don't want to recognize Kurdistan as a country or at least give us representation anywhere in the world. So it's just like, and then like you said, the Iranian foreign minister has been talking to the Kurdistan president. So
Yeah.
it's just like I'm like, bro, like I really don't think how. That's when I was like, bro, I don't think the United States understands what Iran's government has been doing. Like I brought up the ballistic missiles, but I was like, bro, the way they have been strategically getting ready for this war since last June, since the 12-day jump, and then like the fact, like I said, they got missiles that hit Tel Aviv of all places in Israel. Like, bro, they once that happened, they was like, all right, bet we about to re up. We'll be back.
Yeah, man. And I think that, like I said, that the conversation about the Kurds, I think, is actually leads into the ground truth because from all reports, the United States military was expecting the Kurds to be the leading force with the ground invasion, and then, if need be, have American military personnel come in after. And like I said, I think you are right to the point that the Kurds have not been feeling the United States for quite some time now, but with such emphatic rhetoric, like I said, that statement was an official statement from the president's wife of the Kurd of Kurd. That was from her. It was not from a reporter, not from the president's wife herself. Like I said, she said we are not guns for hire.
Bro, we're not mercenaries.
She told the world, she told the world stage, and that's not something you can come back from. This is not these aren't back channel negotiations. This is her telling the whole world that the Kurds are not going to murder Iranians for Israel.
And that's crazy
Like I
because the Kurds and Iran,
They don't like each
like,
other. Once
bro,
again, I said last week the idea of a greater Israel Mike Huckabee, and Donald Trump have done irreparable damage,
His name is Cuckabee, bro.
irreparable damage to United States foreign relations. When you allow Tucker Carlson basically to bait you into saying, "Oh yeah, Israel has the right to conquer all the land in the Middle East. Why don't they?" People start listening. The leaders of the UAE start going, "Whoa, you're gonna do what?" Saudi Arabia starts saying, "Hey, slow down."
And then and I've been talking about he's been like fake slowly shifting and how he's been handling shit over there. I think this fully just made him be like, oh, okay. I think it's time for us to unite the region.
Yeah, once again,
I think it's time
this
for us to unite.
this has done more to unite the middle. And this is the thing: the Middle East is hard to unite because, to the point we made, these aren't a monolith of people. You have Arabs, you have people who don't consider themselves anything outside of their indigenous or their nomadic tribe. You got Persians, you got Muslims, you got different types of all
I
different
was
types
about
of
to say,
people
and
with
then amongst the Arabs, you got the different tribes.
you got
Amongst the
all
Farsi
these
speaking people, you got different tribes. Like,
yeah,
bro, it's
Farsi, you
crazy.
got all these people within this region who for a long time were willing to use foreign influence to hurt each other. But because you did too much, they said, you know what? We'll put these differences to the side and be joint just to make sure that you don't win. They might listen. In 25 years, we might be talking about a whole different story. But as of right now, oh, them boys is not. Them boys was not. Listen, they have decided that they would rather die than to let Jared Kushner's of the world come through and have a say with how their world ends. And nothing but respect to those cats. Nothing but respect to those cats.
I fucking love it. Not right quick. I love it personally as a Muslim because it's just like to see like a lot of people in the Muslim community is what that translates to. Always talk about being under one banner, and that's the banner of La ilaha illallah, and that's one God, nobody to be worshipped but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it's just like what I'm saying, and they always preach it, but it's rare that we actually see it in action. And so it's just like, yo, like seeing people be like, yeah, like Saudi Arabia, like, no, you can't use our airspace to shoot missiles at Iran. Like, I'm sorry, you can't do that. Like, them actually stepping up and doing that, that's huge. Like, when the rest of them step up and start doing the rest, and then Turkey get off his ass too, it's just like, bro, like, I'm gonna be really excited for that day to come. Because it feels like that's what we're heading towards. Like, the Turkey president speaking more now. Uh,
Listen,
the
Iran,
Bahrain president coming out.
Israel called him the next biggest threat after Iran. He gotta say
Yeah.
once again,
What did he say? He's the Turkey is the new Iran,
once
and
again. It,
Iran is the new Ayatollah.
it's when someone is talking about slapping your neighbor, it's one thing. When someone's talking about slapping you, your ears start to perk up. And that's all that is happening. The region was okay with Palestine and even Iran in a large part, Iraq at certain points being,
Lebanon.
being slaughtered, things happening because it wasn't happening to them. As soon as their country that has military bases in it started getting hit, the calculus changed. The calculus went from whoa. American base doesn't protect us. Having an American base doesn't mean that war won't come to our front door.
And
So
then they
now,
found out that them American bases were empty at the time of strike, and they
and I
was
think
like,
honestly,
"Oh,
that did worse than once again. If you hear that American soldiers died on the base, you might be like, hey, they're fighting for us. Once you hear they have ran away and they have embedded themselves within your civilian population, man, yeah. Once again, we literally saw. I don't know if you saw, but it was in Bahrain, which apparently the government as of now is pro-U.S. You saw revolutions in the streets with Bahrainian people going against the current government because they don't understand why they aren't protecting them but still protecting Israel. Once again, that is a crazy concept to me that in a war that you are fighting in hopes to turn the region against each other, They all did one of these. Freeze? No. You, and now they're coming after you. And yeah, come on.
I just want to say I'm sorry. We're an hour in. We talked all about politics, as we said we didn't want to do.
Yeah, I know, listen, as
We're
we're here,
here.
we're
We're
here.
here.
But like I said, that was basically finishing. Like that's perfect. But listen, the ground troops was like I said, the Lebanon thing was the one question that I haven't ever since I saw the video of the Lebanon military basically backing off and allowing Israeli troops to come into their southern border. I had to ask the question. You guys told me this was a war about nuclear weapons. What does Lebanon have to do with Iran nuclear weapons? I heard Hezbollah, and once again, that don't tell me my question. That don't answer my question. That answers
That's a Lebanon problem.
that's
So
what I'm saying.
I,
That sounds like something that has to do with Lebanon, not Iran. But like I said, we'll be here. We're your guys if you want. If you want, I don't want to say. If you want the PG perspective, I was going to say something else. But if you want the PG perspective on the war, we're your guys for that. Like I said, I said this would be a prolonged, way more deadlier than the 12 days. I said that 2 weeks prior. I'm seeing reports that they're saying that this might go until September. Listen, you guys better hope September. This shit might once again, we are gearing up for Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, all of that part 2, 3, 4. Like that's all this is.
regime change takes years, bro. In
Once
order for them
again,
to get Muhammad Mossadegh out of office in '53, it took 4 years.
regime change sounds good if that was the actual, reasoning.
Bro,
Trump don't even know. Trump literally just said that the current young man, which we call Ayatollah's son, who they say is the front runner to be the next. Trump said he can't be the Ayatollah, and that Trump himself has to be part of the decision making for the new regime, like he was in Venezuela. Once again, these people
there's no
play.
regime change in Venezuela.
There's no regime change in Venezuela. What does that tell you? This shit was all theater. Also, that tells you that Maduro, let's just, before we leave the world politics, that Maduro did something he wasn't supposed to do at a certain point. That's all that tells you. Because if Delcy, who was part of his administration, part of his whole, not just his administration, his political group is still in, and every time they ask why, she says, oh, well, she has to. You know what she's so good at? She's good at gaslight. She gaslight these folks to be like, oh, I'm not a traitor. The American people killed my family, but I'm still working with them, but I'm working with them for Venezuela. Baby girl, you're not working with them for Venezuela if they're just gonna steal all your gold. Like I seen the gold that they said that they took it from you. It don't seem like you're getting anything from that.
I say because it's like don't, and then the Exxon CEO over there talking about the country is ininvestable.
Listen,
Like he's saying that on their national television. He's like,
listen.
bro, it's impossible to invest here. We don't even, y'all don't have a system set up. There's no way to do long term investment here. No real stability. It's a lot of corruption. Blah 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 blah. And I'm just like, sounds like a good way to launder some good money for gold.
Yeah, man. Like I said, if a man who said that his initial goal for a war was to end their nuclear program is now telling you that the person who a sovereign country wants as their leader can't be their leader because he doesn't have say in it, you guys are stupid for believing anything else. And I mean that. Like, you guys are stupid. Stupid people. All of you who believe him. Very stupid people. Let's move to a few domestic conversations real quick and then get some sports and get up out of here.
Thank God.
I think my most interesting story I saw in the country that didn't really get a lot of attention was this father who was found guilty of his son who was a school shooter. I don't know if you guys saw that. In Georgia,
Hey man, his son going down.
in Georgia, a man was convicted after 2 years. After 2 years in trial, this man. Let me get you some of the. just the details. Colin Gray, the father was. Sorry. All right. Well, basically, Colin Gray from Georgia was sentenced after his son was a school shooter, and this happens 2 years after a family in Michigan had parents were sentenced for the same thing. And my question to you guys is: this is slippery slope. I don't ever think my daughter will go into a school and shoot somebody, but
That's all.
because I do have a daughter now, it is something that I must consider that, hey, my kid could be a school shooter at any point. It is just what it is. I only asked the question, is it a slippery slope that we are charging parents with, with the issues of the children? Is that with the behavior of children? Like, is this a slippery slope, or is this perfectly on brand? Or is this, not on brand, is this okay for you? Do you believe this is fair?
School shootings, yeah.
Yeah, this is a school shooting. Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Like for school shootings and things like that.
So
Like
if your kid
depending
shoots
on,
up somebody in the neighborhood, no. But if he shoots up the school, yes.
I mean, like you said, it's slippery slope because it's just like it has to be specified. It just can't because like for one, gun laws are already very loose and broad as they are established. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like yeah, but and I also think the age in which kids are tried as adults is too low. But that's just me. And like even though depending on the crime, I also think that you should not be tried as an adult. So it's just like yeah, because you're stripping away the innocence of the child at that point once you try them as an adult. So
Fair.
um, yeah, but I think yeah, but like I'm cool with it. Like if we specifically talking about school shootings, like then yes, I'm okay with charging the adult as well.
Um,
But
just some just some background for Colin Gray because I found it
but
found it.
also I have another thing.
Yeah.
If we go like the police find your child with a gun, they do gun activity, and then they come to your home and find that your gun is not locked up in any way, then yes, I do feel like you should be tried in some shape or form. I don't think you're an accessory to the crime your child committed, but I do think you should be charged with like negligence or some child endangerment, some shit like that.
I just want to put Colin Gray.
No,
He has after less than 2 hours of deliberations, he was convicted on 27 charges, including 2 counts of second-degree murder. The murder charges comes with a sentence of 10 to 30 years in prison. Um, uh, and just some background.
it's the parent.
Yes, they said he purchased a gun for his teen as a Christmas gift, and the gun was left unsecured. And they said
What
that
I
his
just said.
his child was showing signs of needing mental help.
Neglect, child endangerment.
My thing is that when you commit a crime, if let's say, because this happens a lot, in particular to black people. Let's say the three of us went somewhere, we committed a crime. Let's say we robbed someone, and in the midst of the robbery, one of us end up shooting someone and then killing them. We would all get charged for murder as being there for the crime. That's kind of how the United States law works. There's a certain level of that going on here where
Unless one of us was to talk.
yeah, that's one of us. And that's kind of what is essentially happening here, in which the law is saying that, hey, you might not have did the crime, but you were part of it. You
I
might not
mean, he
have.
purchased some, but you said two things. He purchased the gun for his son
Yes,
and left it unsecured.
yes.
Like those two things play a huge role to me.
Yes, but like the idea of security, especially within your house, once again, these are all slippery slope things. Like, I don't know what that means because once again,
If you put you like you're supposed to have a gun safe if you have a gun. Like you're not supposed to just have like you're I'm
yes,
sorry, like I know we're black, but it's not okay to have your gun just under your
once again,
mattress.
I'm not. That has nothing to do with. Once again, what happens in your home is
Yeah,
your
for
home. Like,
sure.
once again, I don't play with guns, so I don't give a fuck
But when you
about.
go to
I
gun
don't give a
training
fuck what the
classes,
guns
they
are.
when you go
I'm
to
just
gun
telling you.
training classes and safety classes, like how to store them and all of
Once
that is a
again,
part of it.
the idea that going to a class or institutions telling you something that means nothing to me. Like, I live in the United States of America, so the idea that oh, people go to class. It sounds good in theory, but that's just not how the world works. Like once you get there, once they give
Oh
you that
yeah,
perk, once you
but
get that
but once
perk,
you have that, now that you got this responsibility, then you got to deal with the consequences.
exactly. So for me, that's the slippery slope is the real question here. Like I don't care personally because I don't feel like I will find myself
Fuck you.
in this predicament. But I see Omatic shaking his head no. So I'm curious, why were you shaking your head no?
Just got a question. So did the shooter got found guilty as well, or just the
Yeah, he got cooked.
parents?
I know. I remember this story now. He got cooked.
So my question is like, who is trying the parent? You know
The
what I mean?
state.
Like,
The state of Georgia.
but but why?
Because
Right?
once the state found out that they bought the weapon for their son,
I'm sure they
and then
didn't
they
charge the
continue.
son as an adult. So now
Yeah,
now they're we're getting
it's free bands.
Oh, I
for-
thought somebody was trying to ban. Like I fully understand the whole. You know what I'm saying? Like negligence for sure. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing 2 Christmases in a row we're buying guns. You know what I'm saying? Looking up Google searches and you're just not seeing what's going on. So I get that whole point, but I just want to know, you know what I'm saying? He's obviously the school shooter, but were they, my question was, did he shoot the shit up? And then they're trying to say, oh, it's not his fault because of somebody else.
this is it's his fault, but they're trying to say you are an accessory to it. You are also at fault.
Because
I
I
mean,
think
shit.
because I think he was having like problems in school, and like teachers and stuff were reaching out to the parents. Like it's not like they were. I think that's why this
The
got
boy's
so
mother
heated.
reached it to the father and was like, "Put the gun away." And the
That's
father
ridiculous.
was like, "I don't really want to deal with this. I don't want my." Basically, he was like, "I don't want my son getting on my nerves."
Boys will be boys, as they say.
Type shit. And then that's what I'm saying. So for me, the idea of whether he properly locked it up doesn't really matter because he didn't seem to care. Like he didn't seem to care.
And that's
So
why exactly that's what I'm saying. That like that's why he probably got cooked the way he did. Like
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because
like I
like
said,
I listed 2 charges. I was like, hey, bro, child endangerment, negligence. Like for sure, you should get hit with them too. If your child is a school shooter and you out here buying the guns for 2 straight Christmases, like come on, bro. Like if you buy a child a gun, what do you think they're gonna do? Like
once again, there's people who are saying I bought my child a gun and it hasn't done anything. Like that's once again, this is why this idea of oh, this is the law. Like once again, there's plenty of people who are law-abiding gun
but
citizens
did you buy
all
your
the
son a
time.
hunting? Like is your son? Did your son go hunting?
I
Was your
will
son used to
listen.
handling
I
weapons?
will never forget the day I was at Temple and I had this professor be like, he was from Bucks County, PA. He was like, I don't understand why there's gun laws. Me and my brothers, we all have guns. All we do is go hunting. And then somebody was like, "Where would you go hunting in Philadelphia?" And
That's what I'm saying.
he had no answer because
No answer. There's
because
no
that's not
hunting
how the
space
once
out here.
again because
But
something
you
works.
said Georgia, Charles. That's what I'm saying.
Atlanta's in Georgia. Like what the fuck you mean?
You can go. There's certain places you go hunting in Atlanta.
And there's certain places
You talking about Atlanta
Georgia,
proper?
and there's certain places you can't. Like that's what I'm saying. We could do this. We could do.
But
That's
you're
what,
talking about a northern city. We're talking about the South. Like
shit. Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, like New Jersey, fucking New DC got some of the strictest gun laws in the fucking world. New York. What are we saying? This is my point. The laws do not matter. It is all about enforcement of these things. If nobody is going to enforce these things, then it doesn't matter. That's why it is actual to me. It is actual interesting perspective because if you do start forcing parents to be responsible for the murder of their children committing murders, I
it's
wonder how
more so
many.
just being responsible for your child. I'm not talking about being responsible for your child's
Listen,
murder. Like, bro, you were negligent.
Once again, I would if you being negligent for your kid not doing homework led to people being murdered, I'd agree with you. But your negligent for your kid not doing homework doesn't lead to that. You're negligent with your kid with a gun does though. So therefore, there should be stricter negligence in general is a bad thing. No child should be neglected. I don't agree. But there are certain
But you're getting into the specifics of the negligence. I just say the nigga was negligent.
But that's the point. The issue
Negligence
here
is negligence, Charles.
no. Negligence.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Negligence with a gun is far different than negligence with leaving you in the house for a few.
It don't matter. You can die either way. You
Okay,
can
and
kill somebody else either way. You can die either way.
Exactly.
Because you burning up your house if I leave you in the house alone, you can burn up your neighbor's shit too.
There's negligence that harms you, and there's negligence that harms others. The negligence
sure.
that harms others is now your responsibility. If your child goes and kills somebody else, you are responsible. Your negligence that is responsible. If you're negligent and your child kills themselves, that's on you. Your child is dead. Give a fuck. Your negligence that caused my child, if your negligence caused my child to die, yes, you are at fault as well.
Hey. The negligence has nothing to do with the gun. I'm here with Brother Mook here. Negligence is definitely it has nothing to do with the gun.
What?
If you are negligent with your child, like just giving them the nurturing needs that they want, and they're just going to take it and run and say, oh, I didn't have X, Y, and Z, that's when they go and say, I'm going to do the harm to other people. It's not about having the power to fucking have a gun in their head, bro. Negligence is just the negligence in itself, bro.
I said that. I said negligence, and I said there are levels
You
to
said
this.
it's just about the gun, bro.
And that's
It's
what
not
I
about the
said.
gun.
Once again,
That's what I'm saying. I'm with you, brother.
That's literally what we
Oh.
said, Charles. And then you started making another point, and
said
I was
it's
like,
just
yeah,
about
but
the gun.
negligence
It's
is
not about the
negligence.
gun. It's about just being negligent as a parent.
Once
period.
again, I admit, once again, we all say, but I'm saying there is a clear difference between being negligent and leaving your child soil themselves in their diaper.
That's way better. That's way better than leaving them home alone.
level of negligence than leaving
For
a
sure.
gun for your third. These are levels to negligence.
But Chuck, my whole thing was your example, like leaving your child home alone and then leaving your child with a gun.
Yes.
Like they can still harm someone else if you leave them home alone.
Who are they? If you leave your child alone, who's your child harming?
They don't have neighbors. They can set the fucking house on fire, nigga. If you got the right house, your shit is you burning somebody else's shit down.
If you taught your child how to be responsible in these situations with a gun, don't touch the gun with the gun lock. You know what I'm saying? Versus not teaching this child at all.
So hold on.
To not touch this shit.
That's
Negligence. When you don't tell them.
Hold on. So if you do teach your child how to use a gun and a gun lock, and then they just use it and then they misfires and they kill somebody, then what?
That's on me.
Okay, cool. All right,
That's on me.
as long as that's
That's
what we're
not
doing.
negligent. That's this nigga going out here and wilding out on his own, bro.
No, see,
I give it
no,
to
no,
Nah,
see,
I'm with
no,
Chuck. I'm with
no,
Chuck on that one.
no,
That's negligence.
no.
I'm with Chuck on that.
What are you doing? See, this is the problem. You don't want the kids to be in trouble for what they've done. But that's it. You know what? That's it. That's
It's
it.
negligence. Son, it's negligence, bro.
Once again,
Because I don't even think.
at this,
I don't think
at this point, I would just wait till the kid is 18 and be like, "Well, he's 18. He's 18 now. He's not a kid." That's the slippery slope niggas is playing with.
Like I'm really cool with like my child knowing about guns, but the fact that they know about it being in the house, totally different topic.
But that's my point.
You gotta be a certain age about that shit, bro. Like no,
Like you can teach kids. Do you know how many kids, bro? I literally know somebody who apparently was trying to change a gun and end up killing someone. Literally doing that because I don't think that person is negligent. Accidents happen, but that's why me personally, I don't play with guns because playing with guns could lead to shit like that happening. You know what? You know what other accidents would have happened? What happened if you like, for example, if you and your cousin are hanging and y'all wrestle each other and y'all are negligent and like something happens and someone hurts themselves, that's something I would be like, okay, that's legitimate. Hey, people are just wilding. Situation happens. We can't help that. Maybe you try to power bomb your little brother and you maybe hurt his neck. That I would legitimately be like, hey.
Bruh, you know what I mean? Black households couldn't wrestle no more after that one little boy killed his cousin.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a legit accident that I can understand.
Yeah.
What I can't understand is you telling me that a gun is in your house and I'm going to teach you how to use a gun. And then, maybe I do one day, da. That is a clear difference between negligence and playing with the world and just hoping something bad happens.
You playing with fire.
Exactly. Playing with fire and being like, I didn't get burned. No, far different levels to
But
the
no,
next.
I'm with you,
Far,
Chuck.
far
In
different.
both instances,
But,
in both instances, it's negligence though.
but to your point, I will agree that you're right that it is that negligence is a thing like that.
Yeah,
That is a
and
but to
and that's
me.
all I was
It's
trying to
levels.
point out. That's
Well,
all I was
you
trying
are
to
right.
point out.
I would just say that there is clearly levels, especially
I
for
gave you that part.
when we get to teenagers. Like,
Yeah,
10-year olds, no, but like grown ass, like 14, 15-year olds, stop it.
yeah.
No
Like
fucking way.
you in grade school? Oh,
Once again, I wouldn't even teach a kid under 15.
bro, no.
You don't even need to know what a gun looks like, let alone the safe, the box, and things of that nature. But like to Mook's point, in certain places in this country, it be 10-year olds who be knowing how to do those things.
Like, you remember when I was in North Carolina and I told you I learned how to do a certain thing with a certain gun. Like his son that was younger than me, bro, and he was in the backyard knowing how to shoot a
That's
target,
all
bro.
I'm saying.
He knew how to
And
disarm the firearm, like take the
exactly.
clip out, like
That's
all of
not
that,
that.
bro. Like
If anything, that's not negligence. That's great parenting. You're
that's
teaching them.
proper training,
That's
bro,
proper training. Now, let's say he does it and someone dies.
for sure.
Okay. Yeah, y'all not gonna be like, oh, he probably trained him. It's gonna be like, yo, your kid killed somebody.
I'm like, boy, you trained him too good.
And-
So then at that point, if you're the parent, you can't take the L for being negligent at that point.
See, no, I listen. I wish a motherfucker would be like, yeah, I trained my kid to how to disassemble
he's 8
a gun,
years old, bro. He's
and then
not
my
supposed to
kid
have a
disassembled
gun.
the gun and it accidentally killed my kid. No, fuck you. You're going to if I don't kill you myself, you're gonna be in jail for life. As far as I'm concerned, like
Somebody
what?
gonna get you.
Like what? Bucket.
Cause like, bro, if you like 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, for anything under the legal age of being able to possess a firearm, you
Ain't
should
that
not
state
be
by
near
state?
one.
I know for a
Yeah,
fact.
it is.
I knew a girl who father bought her a gun when she was born, and she was told me she was like when she was 13, she was allowed to like have it registered. But
Yeah.
again, I don't know, like, but like I said, I don't play with guns.
Depending on where you are, it's only hunting rifles. Like in the state of Maryland, only hunting rifles can be.
Oh yeah, I definitely saw that because that's why they
Yeah.
have them in like Walmart and shit, so you can just buy. Yeah, okay. No, I definitely have seen that. I had one sports topic, but it really wasn't a fun one. Do you have any? Do you guys have anything else that is more? I actually like that. That father gun conversation. It's a good conversation.
It was.
Any sports? I have one-
Stephon Diggs got fired today.
yeah. So the NFL, I got a question. Do people care about NFL NFL all season? I feel as though.
Fantasy purposes only.
So I was gonna say I feel as though there's this weird thing where like it's not as popular maybe as the NBA's off season, but it still has like this weird kind of like I don't know. It's weird because
Like
I don't.
DJ Morgan traded to the Bills perked my eyebrow a little bit just because
But once
Josh
again-
Allen finally has a wide receiver again. But
I was like, finally again. I'm about to say, but that's the thing that I'm so curious about because, like, yeah, DJ Moore, but like, I'm not gonna care about DJ Moore being on the Bills until at least like July. Like in July, I'm gonna be like, all right, bet,
league meeting time.
but like for it to happen in March, it doesn't really,
don't care.
it doesn't really
Don't
move
care.
me. The combine happened last
Don't
week.
care.
Didn't give a rat's ass.
Shout out to the Styles family. Y'all put out some great specimens, but don't care.
Literally had no reason to be like, oh, I'm watching this.
I care more about our internal Ant-Man versus Luca debate for real.
That's what I'm saying. To me, at least, it feels as though the NFL, and then like the draft is coming up, and like I feel as though when you don't have like a bona fide like, oh, this is gonna be the number one pick, the draft is kind of meh. Like this year, I hear Mendoza,
And I'm hearing that he's not even a consensus overall number one.
the dude from Alabama. I seen people, basically be like, yeah, he was good, but like, I don't know how good he is. Like, I'm actually very, very.
I'm interested to see what Carter will take though.
That's the wide receiver for Ohio State.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, once again, the NFL is such an interesting because when Patrick Mahomes would come out the draft, nobody was like, Patrick Mahomes is and he's the, like,
And Mansour Delane from LSU. And
Well, you know,
he's from Maryland too.
those
So
be
you
your
wasn't
guys.
fucking with
So.
the combine, man.
No,
It's not that much. It's not that big of a deal.
I'm more of
All
like
right.
I honestly like pro day more than combine.
Yeah, I mean that's
It's a combine,
Yeah,
essentially.
okay.
mm, it's
Nah,
like
I
going
just
it's like going play pickup with your starting five that you've been playing with for forever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like let's get a random game going on and see how really good you are, type shit. You know?
oh
That's kind of
uh
how it
That's
is.
why I like pro days.
yeah. Listen,
Because I mean, you're not about to go play professionally with this starting five you play with over here. You know what I mean?
I'm not, but I would rather see you. I would like to see your connection with a quarterback that you have a connection with, though, not some random quarterback. Because
Guess
you're
what?
gonna have time with that quarterback during OTAs though.
I just want to see you play with pads on. Like
Mandatory mini camp and shit. Yeah, I'm about to
all
say the
that running
combine don't
around,
matter to me.
all that running around in shorts does not move me personally.
Yeah,
I love the combine.
There's nothing wrong with it. I don't. This is not one of those things where I
boy.
have super. You know, certain things you feel like
Good old boy.
you wilding. You know, there's certain things that you see, you just feel strongly about. You're just like, that's stupid. I don't feel that strongly about the combine. Like
Man, Rich Eisen, man, it's just beautiful
with him,
things, man.
with him doing the 40-yard dash. Yeah.
I didn't even watch it this year, but just hearing him call it, man, it's just
I don't
interesting
think
to
he
me.
do the 40 thing no more.
Oh,
I
okay.
just think he raised money for charity though.
Nice, nice.
He usually does it every year, the last day of the combine. I didn't watch this year, the last day, so I don't know if he did this year, but he usually
Yeah, I don't be watching that shit. Once again, it's not real
I love the
football.
combine.
It's hard for me to care.
Football is king, bro. This is a part of the whole
No,
Uh, I,
foundation they
once
have.
again,
we
you're not
remember
wrong.
what Tyler Schlau looked like at the combine last year.
Yeah, and he came in as almost rookie of the year this year. So what do you say?
Exactly.
Tyler
So it's
who?
like Tyler Shuck, the nigga for
Oh, New Orleans.
Saints.
Yeah, yeah. Once again, that's fine. Like you definitely get those guys. Like you get guys who do certain things. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Shout out to them. But for the most part, the best rookies of last year were guys who were really good in college that we knew about. Like that's kind of how they were. Or it's late round picks in like the fifth, sixth round who just become really good. And you're like, oh, Jeb, little diamond in the rough, whatever the fucking thing is. So like, yeah, that's more so. I think, at least for me, football is one of those sports where you can't do it not 100% and I think learn something. You can learn something about these guys as athletes. I think you definitely learn what type of athlete they are, but like as an
how
actual
explosive they are.
yeah, but as an actual football player, I think it's kind of still a crapshoot. Like, bro, there's people who don't do good at the combine and who are amazing in the NFL, i.e., what Tom Brady, and then they got combine superstars, guys who kill the combine and can't do a lick on the football field.
John Ross.
So for me, I think it's a little bit of an in between. Like, it definitely matters for evaluation and like kind of getting an idea, but I think there's a lot of times or often there's a little bit too much emphasis on it as kind of like a signifier of something more than just, hey, these guys are really good athletes.
Because football is not played in a straight line, and cones are not going to be out there while you're doing that little cute shuttle drill that you do. Like, you have nice footwork, my nigga. That was amazing. You didn't knock a cone over. But can you do it with a 300-pound nigga coming at you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Any
you don't run 4-2 when in pads.
I have another kind of sports question, and it's because I'm currently have the NBA on. Shout out to the association, good folks over there. I'm watching this, and the Pistons are currently getting pretty mollywopped by the Spurs. They're down 22, and
How much time left?
they've had a
How much time left?
we got 9 minutes left in the third quarter.
Oh, that.
So this time for sure. This time for sure. But they've had a stretch of national TV games, and outside of the game they played against the Knicks, they've been pretty.
Bad.
But on the flip side, it's all been mostly Western Conference teams. Like they didn't. I don't think they showed up really well against the Rockets. I don't think they showed up well. This is going to be the second time versus the Spurs. They haven't played the Thunder yet. I don't believe.
They had 6 games in a row against
Top 8, yeah, top 8, 10 teams in the. They played the Cavs, which they lost, but it was a close game. But then they played the Last week it beat them. Like that's what I'm saying. It's not really the Eastern teams I'm worried about. It's just how they fared against the Western teams. If you could give me maybe a quick look at that, so I could, if I were like, if I have that correct, because I know the last 6 games have been, uh, like you said, versus the top of the top in the NBA. But basically, what I'm saying is that I don't know if this is that thing that most NBA teams do, where they have a little stretch where they're just maybe not at their best, or is this maybe a larger question about, hey, maybe they're not as good as maybe we thought they were? Okay, and this is the stretch. They played the Spurs, Thunder, Cavs, Magic, nobody cares, Cavs, and then the Spurs again. And in those games, they beat the they beat the Thunder without SGA. They lost to the Spurs. They beat the Cavs, and then lost to the Cavs again. So it's been kind of up and down. If they don't come back against the Spurs, I think my ultimate question, or I guess analysis, would be: is there any team in the East that has a shot to win the whole thing? Because it's them or Boston or the Knicks in the East, correct? Like those are the top three. We would probably say, hey, those are the guys who are the favorites.
Yeah,
Maybe throwing the Cavs.
I gotta see it first with the Cavs.
Okay, so those 3 teams I named are the favorites.
Like I gotta see the first series with them. Well, the first couple games in the series, because if they don't make it out that first one, that shit over. So
Do you think any of those teams has a shot against a team in the Western Conference? And I'm not talking about just OKC. I'm talking about if the Spurs get there, if the Nuggets get there, shit, if the Timberwolves get there. Do you
here we
think
go.
any of these top teams in the East has a legit chance to beat a team in the West?
Me, no.
Uh, nah,
I'll go no.
nah, I don't know.
I'm not even gonna, I mean, I said what I said about an episode or two ago. I mean, I think it's Pistons or Celtics. I mean, I said in the chat, I really wanted to walk back, my take about the Pistons. I've been saying about the Pistons for a very long time, man. They need a number two
Another
guy.
guy.
You know what I'm
It
saying?
seems like you guys were right.
They need a dominant, a guy that can just give the ball and get a bucket. Cat told me Durant can get a bucket. He can't get you a bucket. You got to get a bucket. As I said, Tobias is the guy they have on the team that gets a bucket. He's not that guy. Shout out to Slee Bab. He said no. I was rejoicing when he got off my team. You need a guy for Cade to knock down shots. Duncan Robinson is that guy. I love Duncan Robinson, Michigan man. He's not that guy to knock down those pivotal shots.
Good
So it's
3-point shooter.
really, he's a great 3-point shooter, but he's not that guy that makes that clutch shot. I mean, I just watch him. I mean, I watch more Piston game. I literally just bought Piston tickets today. Okay,
Hey,
I
why'd you
literally
look
just,
so disgusted just now, bro?
nah, cause I'm locked in. I'm locked in for the Cade propaganda, bro. Like that's my guy. You know what I mean? I literally bought Pistons Wizards tickets today, March 19th. If I see you there, I see you there. But you know what I'm saying? Like they don't have enough firepower to me to do it. Like it really, Cade has to go Cade. Like
Nuts.
you have to do a 30-10-8 type of
I think he
bag.
might he might go like 35 10.
Well, the only thing I
Thirty
was
ten eight.
my
Like
only rebuttal to that is that I think he could do that for a series. And if you're telling me that's what he needs to do to win, I think it can happen.
Cat's telling me he ain't win a series yet, so let's win a series and let's see who we got to play
That's
after.
fine, but like he's gonna be the number 1 seed, or at
That
least the
motherfucker
top
gonna have
2
to be
seed, more
quick
than
though.
likely. Being a top 2 seed and then not winning a series, then we'll have a conversation. When you're the 4th, 5th, I mean when you're the 6th, because I think first time in the playoffs was last year. When you're the 6th
Yeah,
seed and you don't win, I'm not that. Once again,
yeah.
I'm not that stuck up on that, especially in your 3rd season on a team, or your this is his 5th season, 4th.
2021 was dry. Yeah, fifth season.
His 5th season, especially on a team that for the last basically decade ain't been shit. Like
I have a funny question. Niggas told me, and to me it was funny. I know we have a North Carolina aficionado here. Niggas told me the Hornets are a scary team in the playoffs this year. You know what I mean? I just want to know.
Who
If
said
in the
that?
Eastern Conference, why not?
I
I
just
know
want
they
to know
like.
why.
I know they was like 1 or 2 games out of 6th place last time I
They're in
checked.
6. They're like 2
Okay.
games over 500.
They're the hottest team in the
They're like
NBA.
20-2 in the last 22 games.
Hottest team in the NBA right now.
I don't see why. I don't see why not. Like
They're a good squad, bro.
my thing is that the Eastern Conference isn't good this season. That's the only
They're
reason why
not.
I was like adamant about the Pistons, not because they are like so
World
much.
beaters.
Bounds.
But bro, it's so much mid that if it's a bunch of mid, if y'all been playing the best so far in the season, I don't see why y'all couldn't keep playing. Like that's the thing about the Knicks. To your point, I definitely think it was their year last year. But if you told me they could win it this year, I'm like, why not? There's
Possibly.
nothing actually stopping them. Like to come out the East, there's nothing when I look at these rosters and I'm like, oh yeah,
Did they get better this year? I don't know.
I don't know about the idea because you're right. I don't think they got
I think
better.
they didn't get better, and I think
They
the
got
But once
Pistons
again,
did get better.
did anybody in the East get better? The
The
champ,
Pistons got better.
okay, and they were a team like once again. I think
They
that
the
was
only teams that gave them. I mean, obviously they didn't win it.
they didn't win it, so obviously, but another team gave them go, and that team ain't
They
been
went to
shit
like
because their
they went to
player
like
was hurt.
6 or 7, right?
Six, and it was a controversial 6.
That's what I keep telling y'all. Like that's why once again, those are the reasons why I believe in the Pistons. But if you tell me, bro, the East is wide open, the whatchamacallit can win a game, I'm like, the Hornets can win a series. I'm like, why not?
Niggas told me
Depending
they
on
ain't
the
taking niggas to 7, and I was just like,
depending on the matchup, they definitely can, bro.
Once again, the playoffs are different, and I don't know. They're getting swept.
I don't see that.
a good gentleman's suite.
Once again, it all needs to break down. Like, if you telling me they become the 4th or 5th seed, no
Hey
way.
Chuck, let's put a pin in this, Chuck. Let's put a
A
pin in
good
this.
gentleman. Yeah,
Let's come
I
back.
already
Let's come
took
back to this
screen-
after it's
I
set.
took screenshots earlier. Trust me.
Yeah.
I'm petty like that.
All right,
Yeah,
all right.
Okay.
gentleman skillet.
I mean,
Oh.
I don't really know. I don't watch enough Hornets ball. I see what Khan be doing because I be watching the highlights of him specifically and Brandon Miller. But other than that, bro, I don't see him.
Just watch that guy.
B Miller. Oh yeah. Oh Mello.
That's
Listen.
all. That's all you need to know. You live and die by him. That's all I got to say. Thank you.
So he wasn't starting a couple weeks ago.
That's fine. He was on timeout. That tells you enough about the team, bro. You got to put our best player on
Oh, my
timeout.
bad.
That's crazy.
Tell me
So
the
I ain't got
back.
time. I don't got time for young niggas right now, bro.
Got to put a nigga
You
on
gotta, you gotta
timeout.
put a nigga in timeout. Get out of here.
But now you telling me that we gonna take the number 1 seed or number 2 seed to 7 games? Come on. Now. And I like Khan. I like Khan.
I don't think
Khan
they're
a lot.
gonna finish that low. I think
That would be the 3rd seed, bro. They
I
said
think
they
they're gonna
finished
finish
6 and
like-
8. They'll be the third. They be
I
playing.
think they're gonna
the
finish
third
like
Lot of
4,
games
5, or
left.
6. I
A
think
lot
they'll
of
finish.
games left. A lot of games left.
I think they'll finish. I
They
think they'll
definitely-
finish that.
Because I don't think that they going. The Sixers ain't in no count. Because I think it's them and the Sixers is 6, 7, right?
Yeah. No, for 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, for 6 right
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Fuck out of here. The Sixers done.
I can't agree to that. As
I mean,
much as
Max-
hate the
Actually,
Sixers,
I lied.
Max
They're
is
the,
hooping.
they're the 9th seed right now.
that's what I'm saying. Like them niggas is.
But to be fair, they're 2.5 games out of the 6th seed. So
There we go.
They're battling with the Bucks right now.
We know
nah,
they don't get the
they're
ban.
5 games on the Bucks.
Yeah, they was just saying on the Giannis about to.
Bro, they don't
turn
care,
up.
bro. No,
Yeah.
it's not.
All right, and then my last thing I had was
Giannis is looking for homes in different states.
WNBA work stoppage. Now, I feel as though should be a thing that's getting a little bit more attention. And the only reason why I say that is because they made it. They've put out reports that for a full season to start, they have to have this agreement signed by March 10th. It's March 5th. They got
How many
Two-
women are still free agents right now?
virtually the whole league. They say.
Still?
Well, they haven't had.
I'm here. They weren't able to sign. So
And it's not even just that. The 2 expansion teams that they haven't drafted. There's no
yeah.
there's just nothing actually going on. And I'm just curious, like, because I know Matic is an actual big WNBA fan. when would you be actually worried that you wouldn't have a WNBA season?
Now,
Yeah, we should definitely be kind of worried now. Let's see, the preseason is usually late April. You know, we usually start mid-May, but we also have the Olympics this year, so you know that's cutting into it. But
No, we had it last year.
they don't. They're not having Olympics this year. I swear to God, we're having some Olympics this
No,
year.
the Winter Olympics just
28.
passed.
The winner, you talking about the Olympics in LA? That's 28, I believe.
Yeah, the Winter Olympics just passed.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Shout out to the hockey teams.
shout out to them.
I swear there's something going on this summer.
No,
That's
the World
going.
Cup. The World Cup is this summer.
All right, cool. Well, anyway, it's all bad. My other point here was without that is, you know what I'm saying, unrivaled championship just happened. So now maybe the girls can get serious, you know what I'm saying? Like we don't have to do the unrivaled anymore. You know, championships was yesterday. You know what I mean? Maybe the girls could sit down and figure it out. I didn't know the March 10th deadline was a thing. Can't
I
lie.
don't know if it's a thing, but they were saying. I know Adam Silver basically said that
They pushed. It
if
was
you want,
before March 10th. I think they expanded
yeah,
it to March 10th.
if you want basically the season to start on time on the 8th and everything to happen, they would need to agree to the CBA by the 10th. Now, me personally, I think they are in such an interesting place. One of two reasons. The league is growing. Like it is a far more popular league now than it was 5, 10 years ago, right? But I don't think they actually, when I mean they, the CB, both the Players Association and the league, I don't think they actually want people in the finances. Like I don't think you actually want people digging into every team because here's the thing: in the NBA, there's bad teams who like don't really do good with their money and shit like that, but the overall league is healthy. So whether it be TV contracts, da da da. So like for example, the Clippers for years were just a shit organization, but that ultimately didn't matter because they're one of 30. If they start doing all these numbers and you find out that like it's only like one or two actual teams worth a damn in the WNBA, that's not gonna be good for PR. Like I know for a fact Vegas and the Liberty straight, no questions. Everything is good on the up and up. A team like the Fever though, a team who like is currently very popular and you know seems to be doing very good, making money. Da da. Is that indicative of like you know the future, or is that you know they had this generational superstar come through and she done changed their fortunes for a little bit? I don't really know. And like I said, I don't care. I like the WNBA. I'm a watch. But as far as PR goes, I don't really know if you want to be doing the we want more millions and millions and millions, and then you know you got the fucking internet bros being like, well, only four of your teams are turning a profit. And I like those are the type of things that I'm always curious because, like I said, the NBA, the WNBA, while its own league, is in bed with the NBA, and that's and like said the last time, the NBA cares too much about what people think. So, as a league who I know is always looking for how they are viewed by others and shit like that, I'm very curious as to what opening or being fully transparent as far as all the finances the WNBA does or doesn't do for them.
I just think, honestly, I hope they have a work stoppage and Unrivaled expands. No bullshit.
If Unrivaled goes to 5-on-5, you can call me, but I don't give a fuck about 3-on-3 basketball. It's like the big three. The first year of the big three was like, oh shit, the big three.
Nah,
Bro.
this shit better than the big three because we ain't got no washed up niggas out
Well,
there.
that was the whole thing. The big three was like, oh, you know, former players, and then quickly you realize these niggas is washed. So it's like,
Yeah.
man, once again, 3-on-3. I'm sorry, I just
Only reason I like it, it's entertaining because it's a smaller court. They just, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing OC, so it's just like, yeah, I fuck with it, bro.
I
But
listen. I
Nah,
they
don't.
got
need, I just think they need more teams. That's it.
I don't listen. I'm
they
not
got
gonna be.
plenty teams, bro.
How many teams did they have?
like 8, bro. They expanded this year too. Like, what are we
I'm here.
talking about, man? Like,
Once again, I'm not mad at anybody
The
who
more
does enjoy
teams,
it.
the more players. You
I'm just
bring some of
telling
the
you,
foreign jumps over.
once Unrivaled goes to 5-on-5, then you can I will listen because once again, maybe it's my
I fuck with that one-on-one shit too.
that's once again, you can keep that. No one is saying take that away, but
Hey, I'm not
tell
trying
me
to diminish the
tell me
league.
who won the Unrivaled championship.
Kelsey Plum.
I didn't say name me a person. So tell me the name of the team.
I don't know the name of the team.
That's my fucking point. My thing is that once again, when you do 3-on-3, no matter what, you can. It's only so much. Like no, but there's only so much.
Breonna Stewart team won. The
The
Mist.
mist. I know. I know. Reason why I know that is because I was reading an article today about the WNBA, and then I saw that. I was like, Unrivaled finished. I didn't even know Unrivaled finished.
I can't lie. To Charles's point, man, I think I've been saying this in a lot of chats. Last year, everybody was like, yeah, Unrivaled. It's lit. You know what I'm saying? We championed the girls. This year, you know what I mean? Niggas is playing at 1 o'clock, bro. Like on a random
Son, that shit crushed me.
Saturday, Tuesday. I don't know when time's playing, bro. 1 o'clock, bro. I can't
Like I
watch
caught
that,
the I caught the Kelsey Plum, her going off in the semis.
I
The
know
other
they.
day.
bro.
I
I'm
know
trying
they
to
got
watch a
that deal.
game, and I'm just like, I can't, bro.
I know they got that deal with TNT, I believe, or TBS.
Yeah,
So
TNT and TBS, all that. You know
so
what
they
I mean?
broadcast in the game. But once
Turner
again,
folks.
I don't want to be this guy. Like I said, please tell me
Charles, just be a sexist,
tell
bro. It's
me
okay.
tell me how many people are legitimately watching that in that slot and compare it. Like I don't, bro. I'm sure if you compare that slot to a WNBA games, the numbers are putrid in compare. Like that's the truth. Like bro, nobody wants to watch 3-on-3. I don't care. Even in the Olympics. People don't be wanting to fucking watch 3-on-3, men or women. Nobody wants
I
to see.
don't even know why that's a thing in the Olympics.
Because nobody, I don't know why it's a thing now. Nobody fucking wants to watch 3-on-3, bro. What we do at Weishi and Walker Mill is 3-on-3 type basketball. That's what the fuck. Nobody who is playing serious basketball wants to see some shit like that. I'm sorry.
If that was the case, the other women's league would be doing better. Don't they play 5-on-5?
What other women's league?
The one that Omatic girl playing.
The WNBA?
Nah. The Aura League or some shit.
Uninterrupted.
Yeah, that shit.
Well, they don't have the stars. See, that's the thing. You know what? That's
Playing that league, that's my girl.
Lexi Brown.
Carrington. No, that's my girl, Charles.
Oh yeah, that's your girl.
Dejanay played in that
Dejanay.
jump for a year.
Yeah, she played. But you know what? I don't feel like
Chill out.
I don't. You know what I think that the issue? That's a good point, Mook. That is a good point. But you know what I think?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I let y'all get that shit off about the 5-on-5. I'm like, they play 5-on-5. They don't got no. Ain't nobody watching that shit.
Exactly because they don't have the stars. They didn't have fucking
shit. Courtney Williams over there. She a fucking bucket.
All right, listen.
My
I
bad.
love Courtney
My
Williams.
bad. I'm a real hoop fan. My bad, Charles.
I love Courtney Williams. Stop it. They don't have what's my girl who actually runs Unrivaled, but she got hurt.
Stewie. Excuse me. Fee.
Oh,
See, they don't have the fees. They don't have Stewie's. Like if Stewie and all of them were uninterrupted and nobody was watching, I would wholeheartedly be like, "You're right." But that's the problem. The Dejanay Carringtons of the world are in the uninterrupted. Like that's kind of the issue here. Like it's not the Breonna Stewarts of the world, the Asia Wilsons of the world. If it was them,
It's the Deja Kellys of the world.
that's the
and y'all gonna stop taking shots at my girls, man.
Hey.
it's the truth. You said
Hey,
you
get
should
you
have
to
told me to
watch.
be myself. You should have
They
told me
get
to
you to
be.
watch. They
I
get
would
you to
have have been myself. I would have been nicer, but
No, Charles, I told you be yourself for a reason.
no.
Hey, granted, I liked them when they were very good at basketball players in
In
college.
college.
You know what I'm saying? But once they got to the pro, shit got real auntie.
That's what I'm saying. Listen, I was about to think about him and
She'll be
Dejanay.
back. She'll be
Dejanay is a good player. She's just not that good on the WNBA level. We can acknowledge that.
Defensive Player of the Year candidate, 6-year of the year candidate, bro.
Once again,
not a lot of people have those accolades.
If she didn't keep getting hurt,
Once
though,
again,
that's the
if-
kid.
I'm telling you.
If-
Not a lot of
if-
people in
I
those-
just want-
not
I
a
just
lot of
want you to
people in
remember
those
what you
areas. Not a lot
said.
of people in those areas, bro.
listen, I just want you to remember what you said. Defensive Player of the Year
Disrespect all
candidate,
you-
6-year of the year candidate,
Yeah.
and you're doing so. For men,
yeah.
when I start
Yeah,
bringing
yeah.
up a man and he's a
There we
six,
go.
Yeah, Yeah.
Here we go.
Six man of the
His
year.
favorite, his
Charles.
favorite player is a 4-time 6-man player of the year right here. What are you talking about?
Jamal Crawford. What has nothing to do with? What does that have to do with anything?
I'm pointing over. We're talking about 6-man. When you bring up players, what are you saying? His favorite
You,
player
I'm
is
just,
6
I'm
man.
telling
He's
you.
one of my favorite players, Carmelo Anthony.
All right, that's DJ is not my favorite player. That's one of my.
Oh no, I'm here. I'm here.
What's
I was
it-
walking
I
with
just
you, baby.
said,
That was for the audience.
I'm just saying, since you're bringing up the idea that being
Defensive player of the
nominated,
year, let's ride. I can give you some defensive player of the years as well. Let's ride.
did she win Defensive Player of the Year?
Almost.
That's
They
what I'm
gave it-
saying.
They gave it to
She
Feed.
didn't even win it.
They
She
gave it to Feed because we were about to do Unrival. We had to roll out.
You
the
see
whole
what I'm saying?
Unrival. We had to roll out the whole
You know that you
Unrival.
can't even get your lies
We
together.
had, we had to roll out Unrival.
You can't
bro.
even get your agenda
we needed
right.
To be, we needed to be a thing.
At first it was she was a defensive player. Now it was no, she was just
She
dominated.
was second, bro. She was second. What you mean? They tried to.
Jalen Hurts was second in MVP voting one year. What is that?
Yeah, they still saying he's a top 10 quarterback on
What do
time.
you mean? They're obviously, nigga, we are fighting for our life for him to be that. What are you talking about?
Who is we?
Me, nigga, me.
Have fun, nigga. Yeah, like me, having fun with DJ. Have fun, nigga.
Exactly,
We in the same
exactly,
bag. We in the
exactly.
same bag.
That's what
All
I
right,
literally.
we
That
in the
was
same bag.
that is
We in
literally the
same
point
bag.
I am making. Literally,
Yes.
verbatim. You are
Yeah,
making my point that we are in the same bag.
We're in the same bag.
Yes.
Say no more. Say no more.
What?
You ain't going
What?
down me, nigga. We in the same bag.
We ain't going down me, niggas.
We in
I'm
the
taking you
same
down
bag.
with me.
Yeah, nigga.
Nigga,
Taking
you
you down with me.
I brought you. I literally brought you. What? Get out! I'm out of here. I am leaving. I will see y'all next week. Cause what nigga talking about? I brought you down, nigga. What? Oh God, I'm out of here. What? Oh, this shit won't let me stop.